At Georgia Gwinnett, we have recently done a realignment of our student learning outcomes and our institutional goals underneath 4 pillars of excellence related to leadership, service, creativity, and scholarship. And so what we're trying to do is to make sure that the learning outcomes associated with each specific class and the program goals associated with majors can now be assessed in ways that line up pretty cleanly under these pillars of excellence that we know in our work in the community, in the work that our Career Center does, that we know are the skills and the qualities that employers want to see and that people want to see represented as the kind of undergirding of their community values. So we've made a real intentional effort to line up from the English 101 course level to our ultimate goal to provide students with leadership skills and service hearts to contribute back to their communities, to draw those connections for our faculty, but more importantly for our students. We have change the way that we do assessment in some of our HIP identified courses, where the questions that we ask related to social belonging, related to ease of access to resources, related to confidence in pursuing additional help outside the class, related to applicability of information to one's personal life. We had been asking those questions in ways where the outcomes were not disaggregatable. And so we can know if individual courses were providing the effects we wanted to in aggregate, but we had no way to know where the gaps were in those areas that are often so critical to student success, particularly for groups that have not historically had the advantages of 6 generations of families in college to provide support scaffolding outside of the classroom environment. So certainly progress for us would be measurable on the largest scale if we can see no equity gaps in our retention and graduation rates. Ultimately, what we want to see is graduation rates that are equal across all groups, and we want to see data from our alumni that shows that our students are equitably prepared to lead the kind of lives they want to lead outside of college. And we're lucky right now. This is one of the advantages of being a young college. We have a relatively small alumni base. We just haven't had that many graduations yet. So we have time to build into the ways we engage with our alumni the kind of questions and the kind of infrastructure that will allow us to look at things from an equity vantage point. But I would say that that's the highest level measure of progress that we can find. Ultimately, what I'd like us to get to is a place where we can look at our outcomes in individual programs and in individual courses and really carefully scrutinize places where there are gaps and make sure that our students, regardless of major and regardless of curricular pathway, are achieving at equitable levels.